Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, our tutorial is focusing on an absolute titan. A monumental figure who completely reshaped 20th century's science as we know it. We are talking about Ernst Mayr. He was an evolutionary biologist from Harvard University, and his life's work, well, it didn't just contribute to biology. It literally built the bedrock foundation for how you and I understand the natural world today.
Okay, let's dive right into this. The Darwin of the 20th century. Wow. That is absolutely not a title handed out lightly, right? To be compared directly to Charles Darwin means your impact on evolutionary biology is, well, paradigm shifting. It's absolute. And this massive, prestigious title was bestowed squarely upon Ernst Mayr, firmly cementing his legacy in the scientific community. And that immense impact places him in incredibly rare company. Ernst Mayr isn't just highly regarded among modern biologists. He is officially recognized as one of the 100 greatest scientists of all time. Think about that for a second. The entire history of human scientific discovery, across literally all disciplines, physics, chemistry, astronomy, and Mayr stands proudly right there in that elite top 100. But long before he was reshaping global science and earning titles alongside Darwin, his story started out pretty quietly. He was born on July 5, 1904, in the calm, unassuming town of Kempten, Germany. And it was these humble origins that kicked off a life that would eventually change the entire world of science forever. Now, to really wrap our heads around Mayr's legacy, we have to look at the sheer scale of his work. We're not just talking about a few good years or one lucky breakthrough. We are talking about an 80-year scientific journey. An 80-year journey. It requires just relentless dedication to stay at the cutting edge of research for that long. 80 years. To put that number into perspective, an 80-year career means adapting to countless shifts in technology, theories, methodologies, all while remaining a leading voice in your field. His active pursuit of scientific truth literally spanned practically the entirety of the 20th century. And during those 8 decades, his expertise definitely wasn't limited to just one narrow niche. Check out this breadth: ornithology, taxonomy, zoo geography, evolution, systematics, and the history and philosophy of biology. The unmatched breadth of his expertise is honestly staggering. He didn't just dabble in these fields, he actively spanned and mastered the whole shebang. Let's move along and see how this builds. Tracing his major career milestones, we obviously start with his birth in 1904. Then comes a massive leap to 1953. That's when he officially joined Harvard's Faculty of Arts and Sciences. He served there as a leading intellectual force for over 2 decades, ultimately retiring from active teaching in 1975. But of course, an academic of Mayr's caliber doesn't just step down and disappear into the background. Upon his retirement from active teaching in 1975, Harvard recognized his enduring, invaluable presence by awarding him this incredibly prestigious title, the Alexander Agassiz Professor of Zoology Emeritus. So you might be wondering, what was the actual driving engine behind all these titles, the decades of work, and the diverse fields of study? Well, it all circles back to one core concept: species diversity. This right here is where we see his most vital, most enduring contributions to biology. Because before Mayr, evolutionary biology had a lot of competing priorities. It was kind of a scattered puzzle. But Mayr almost single-handedly took the question of the origin of species diversity and placed it at the absolute center of evolutionary biology. He made it the central question that it actually remains to this very day. So the crucial point here is, to study species diversity, you first have to know what a species actually is, right? Mayr pioneered our modern biological definition. He proposed that species are groups of actually or potentially interbreeding natural populations that are reproductively isolated from other such groups. And listen, this wasn't just some minor academic tweak. This definition fundamentally grounded our modern understanding of life and gave scientists worldwide a unified standard to work from. It was a total game changer. Now, when you fundamentally define the building blocks of biology and lead the field for 80 years, the scientific community absolutely responds. This brings us to the ultimate global recognition of his monumental achievements, something known as his Triple Crown legacy. Winning just one of these awards is the absolute pinnacle of a scientist's career. It's incredibly rare. But Mayr? He won all 3. In 1983, he was awarded the Balzan Prize. Then in 1994, the International Prize for Biology. And finally, in 1999, the Crafoord Prize.
Earning these 3 massive awards is widely regarded across the scientific community as achieving the absolute triple crown of biology. No small feat, for sure. And as we wrap up this tutorial, we bring our numerical motif full circle. Just as he was one of the top 100 scientists, Ernst Mayr also lived a complete century. He passed away at the age of 100 in the year 2004. It's just a perfectly fitting numerical capstone to a life that spanned 100 years of relentless, passionate discovery. Which leaves us with this final provocative thought to chew on. Without Ernst Mayr's definition of a biological species, how differently would we understand the natural world today? It's truly incredible to reflect on how one man's lifelong dedication completely anchored our modern scientific reality. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and remember to keep questioning the world around you.